I've never had someone really be in love with me. I realised that today.
Sugar cane, something with sweet like sugar cane. Sugar cane, something with sweet.
And here is how I'm going to tell you why. There's a difference between loving and being in love, okay? So when you love, you can love possessions, right? You can love an aspect of someone. You can love a thing, but okay, you might go to war over it, but it doesn't mean that you won't replace it. Make sense? But when you're in love with something, being in love is unconditional. It's exclusive. When you're in love, you're investing the whole of you in that person. In that person. I'm not going to say in that thing, but you invest your whole of yourself. Like, that is a pure, authentic love. So, for all of us that have been cheated on, manipulated, disrespected, and all of the above, those people never loved you, babes. Never loved me. Oh my god, this hat is so dusty. No one that's in love with you would ever want to cause harm to you. Only people that say they love you can do that. If you're in a situation where you have to wonder if this person loves you, if you have to wonder and you have to think and you're not sure, that person's not in love with you. Sure as hell, that person probably doesn't even want to really be with you. They're probably only with you for an aspect of you. They probably only love an aspect of you, or what you give to them, or what you're doing. Because for someone that is in love with you, you would never have to doubt it. You would never be unsure. And I had to think about this today because I've been in some situations, right, where I have to I get to a point where I wonder. I'm like, do you really care about me? Do you really want me? Do you really see me in our future? And I'll ask them little things, and if you'd either get that answer that is just half of an answer, so it's an answer that is basically they give you the answer just to kind of shut you up, just to kind of answer, but where they don't have to put no emotion in that answer, where they think it's just enough just for you just to not ask the question again, but not where it's a real answer. Or they will palm it off and just be like, oh, you're thinking too much, and just put it on you. Like, a lot of people, when they're in positions when they don't really care fully about someone, and they know how you like, and they know how you feel about them, they will use that situation and manipulate that situation, and you will always be the person in the wrong, or that person will always use the way you feel about them to make you feel bad and to kind of emotionally blackmail you almost. And that is not what someone's meant to do if they're in love with you, or even if they care about you. That is not what you do. You wouldn't need to doubt anything. I would know that you feel the same. Trust would not even be an issue. But from the time that you have to start wondering and thinking, this person don't love you, they don't even want you. Because real love is not like that. Real love is selfless. You know, it's exclusive. It's just like, oh, I don't know. I've evidently, after today thinking about it, I've never felt it. And no one who's ever said they loved me ever loved me, because those people did the worst that said that when they used to say that stuff. And that wasn't love. You were just loved an aspect of me. And when you're in love, you're not gonna go and find love. I can't just be like, I'm gonna go and find love today. You choose it. That's what I told you, it's selfless. Like, someone will put their self backwards to just choose you. You're chosen. Like, you're a choice. They're choosing to fall in love with you. They're choosing to invest every ounce of their being to be with you. There's no if, buts, maybes. There's no let's go with the flow. There's no let's see how it goes. There's no this. They will do whatever they've got to do to show you that it's you and only you that they want. And that love, you wouldn't have to doubt it. When you start doubting, you better follow your instincts and get the fuck up out of that bitch, because that person don't care. Because you wouldn't need to doubt it. And then all the time, it's so easy to get in situations where you're like doubting certain things, and you're noticing certain things, and you're like, is it just me? Am I just going too far? Because me, I analyze, you know, but I have a tendency to overthink as well. So I'll be thinking, it's just me, like, is it just me? Am I saying something wrong? Am I doing too much? And then when you would with me, I would eventually bring it up to the person. And then they would give me that half-hearted answer, which I realise now. But when you're in the mode of it, you don't really realise it. But with me, I would be like, oh, that's nice. Like, he didn't take it bad. But I still don't feel fulfilled. But because he answered, I'm fine. I think that it's about time that we learn to make people accountable for their actions. To avoid certain behaviours and certain ways that people treat us and try to manipulate us, we need to hold people accountable for everything. And that's one thing about me that I've definitely learned about myself as well. Is because in certain situations before, I would be scared to speak. I wouldn't want to ruin something, or I wouldn't want to say something that's out of pocket, because I wouldn't want that person I wouldn't want it to spoil what we have, do you know what I'm trying to say? But if you feel something, it's valid. You need to put people in their place, because a real person that really cares about you, man or woman, will accept it, take it on board, and not do it again. And it could be something simple as maybe, let me give a good example. Let me give an example for me. Okay, I'll give you a recent example. I'll give you a very recent example. So, with my story about the 80-year-old man, he shall remain nameless. When I started to feel that something was wrong, and I saw that he would start reading my messages and not answering, and then when all the video calls stopped and we was just texting, I should have said something. So I should have said, like, I kept on making excuses for the simple fact that he said he was sick. So I was like, oh, seeing as you're sick, like, don't worry and blah. No, this is not acceptable. Sick or not, like, there's no reason why nothing should change. Like, if you are not interested, I should have seen it from the get-go, that when things started changing like that it was, I can just put it as he wasn't interested anymore, because it just changed too dramatically. And then I should have put him in his place about it, but I did it in a way where it made me want to be overly, I wouldn't say overly emotional, because I wasn't overly emotional, but it made me want to express how I felt even more so, rather than me being like, what you're doing is unacceptable, and this better be the last time that I like have to even address something like this. I've never been that person, you know, but some people, you need to be that person. You need to let people know that how they're treating you is invalid. There's no justification for you not answering, for you to stop being consistent. And if you're going to be inconsistent, then I'm going to tell you right now, if this continues, then I'm not going to be in this. And you need to be stern with how you make those decisions, because that is how a lot of us get mugged off, you know, because we don't talk. We don't put people in their place when they need to be told. And then when we do tell them, it comes out with emotion rather than it come out in that moment of you telling that person when they have done something wrong. And someone that is in love with you and that values what you're saying will never do that again. People are only human. They'll make mistakes, but mistakes are not meant to be intentional. Now, I'm sorry, you sleeping with someone else is not a mistake to me. I don't care what century you're in. Like, at the end of the day, you should have never even been in the situation for you to be in that environment, for you to make it accessible for you to cheat or for you to do something when you know that you've got someone that you apparently care about. So for you to even be in that situation, then that person does not love you. That is not a mistake that I'm talking about. I'm talking about common mistakes with little communication and things where people are just only human, you know. You're still trying to unite into one, and no matter how much someone is in love with you, like, no one's perfect, you know. But infidelity is not part of what I'm talking about. From the time that cheating, manipulating, abusing, disrespect, any of that is happening, no one that truly cares and values you as the person that you are, right, will ever make you feel like any of those things. So when people say stuff is a mistake, I will never believe it. I'm sorry. I believe in forgiveness. But me, I can forgive, I will not forget, and I will not be with you. I don't even care if it is a peck on someone's lips. When you love someone, none of that should ever, you shouldn't even be in the environment for it to happen. Like, Jesus, I can understand, but there's rules. You can be in a strip club with your friends, it's cool. When someone wants to approach and start there, no, sorry. We're not gonna be doing that here. And then if you feel like it gets too much, then you're going to take yourself out of their environment. That's just a normal thing. That is what someone who's in love with you does. Sorry. They wouldn't stay, allow someone to be... That's just plain disrespect. You wouldn't do something... You need to treat people how you want to be treated. You wouldn't like your partner to be doing that. I don't know what kind of relationships people have. I'm going on what I know I want for myself. And I know exactly what I will do. I will not be allowing anyone coming. I don't even as a single person, I don't even like dancing with people. Oh my God. Like, just as a normal person, I don't like it. So if I do dance with it's someone that I really know, that I'm just being cheeky for the moment, but I won't just go up to someone random and let them be grinding me in my back, especially the way that I dress half the time. You crazy. I won't do that. So in a relationship, oh my God, no. I would even tell my shadow to take a break. For you to truly be in love, and for someone to actually know what it is like to really be in love, I feel like the most powerful tool that you can have to navigate that type of love is to really know how to really love yourself. And not just love yourself, you would have had to invest so much time in yourself that you fell in love with yourself. So you are who you are, and you celebrate yourself in the highest glory. Of course, you're only human, you're gonna have off days. I have off days, but who I am right now, I wouldn't want to be anybody else. I love being me. I love every aspect of myself. I love it. I know what is annoying. I know every aspect of myself, right? And I love it. And this is who I am. So I'm capable of that type of love. But a lot of people don't. And they want something more than what they can't handle, because you wouldn't be able to appreciate it. You wouldn't even know what true love is, or how to even fall in love with somebody, if you can't even fall in love with yourself. You need to acknowledge all your insecurities, everything, and really be more than just okay with it. You need to love it, every aspect of yourself, even the bits that you may not like on some days. Oh, it's me. I'm still it. I'm still everything. Yes. Talk to yourself in the highest regard. Because if you're going to do that, you're going to be one of those people that are always going to be constantly pushing people away because of your own insecurities. So no one would ever be able to really get to the root of who you are and to be able to connect with you on that deep level, because you can't even allow yourself to connect with your own self within on that level. So how's anyone ever going to be able to see the true beauty in you, because you push them away before they can even get close? No, you really need to address who you are and everything. Don't ever allow yourself to be an option to anybody or one of many, because nobody can love two people at one time. It's not love. It's not real love at all. You can't. You just want to have your cake and eat it. And if someone is allowing you to be in that, before someone allows you, if you're allowing yourself to be one of many, thinking that this person's going to choose you, then you are an even bigger fool than that person is anyway, because you shouldn't even be allowing yourself to be one of many or even an option or second best to someone else. Are you crazy? If I'm not a first choice, if it's not me and only me, then you're not going to have nothing from here at all. Why should you be doing that, thinking that this is a buffet that you can be picking and choosing? I'm sorry, it's quality over quantity, and I'm the best piece of quality that you would ever have. You need to hold yourself in such a high regard that shouldn't even be fathomable to even think that someone can have put you in that situation. And someone tried to put me in that situation. I was seeing someone 2 years ago, and this person was seeing multiple people, but I didn't find out until like a month, maybe a month or so later, that I was one of 4. And I was like, what? How do you expect to see 4 people so strongly? Like, this is not talking to 4 people. You're not having a little flirt with 4 people online. You're exchanging messages from this person, that person. It's different. When you're physically saying that you're seeing 4 people and you're having sex with at least 2 of them, there's no way in God's name that you think that I'm going to be an idiot and feel like I'm going to continue to see you. I said, how is that fair? Because if I'm only seeing you and I'm investing my time in you, how can you think that it's right for you to think that you can see 4 other people and that you're going to be able to make a decisive decision? Because the more time you spend with people, you're going to find amazing qualities in every person that's going to be different to another person. You can fall in love with anyone if you allowed yourself to, you know. So I don't understand what you expect, what you're doing. Oh, you have to respect, this is my process of dating, this is blah blah. No! Well, that's your process, it's not mine. I'm removing myself. And this idiot had the audacity to tell me that if I remove myself from this situation, I'm going to regret it when I see the person that he ends up with, wishing that it could be me. Well, evidently, why would I regret it? Because I shouldn't even be in that situation in the first place. If you was meant to be with me, there wouldn't be nobody else. So please, bye. And now there's a lot of people that will be like trying to fight. Listen, never ever chase after nobody. If you're in a position where you have to chase after a man, then you're Looney Tunes. That should never be the case. Men always know what they want. We allow the people to have their cake and eat it by not valuing ourselves enough to be holding certain boundaries and to be holding our standards in such a regard. When you have a certain ounce of love for yourself, you wouldn't be allowing none of that nonsense. It doesn't mean that you wouldn't attract it, but because you don't know who you're going to attract. You don't know like what someone really has to offer. No one here is psychic. But from the instant that someone doesn't give you what you know you deserve, bye! It starts with me consistency. When I start seeing inconsistency, goodbye. That is disrespect. When you start seeing people that can't even communicate, communication is love language. It's not about sex. You can have the best sex with someone. It ain't about what you can do in a household. If you're house trained, if you know how to cook. None of that matters. None of that matters. Communication, when it's right, that is a crucial love language. Forget about everything else. Things like you can learn how to cook, you can learn how to be a housewife, you can learn how to do all that stuff. Sex can be good with anyone, sex can be bad with anyone. That doesn't make no one fall in love with you, and that surely doesn't make someone stay. Communication, consistency are 2 crucial things. If any of those are intertwined or mucked up and someone is not even willing to improve them, off with his head. Get out of here! I'm not even trying to entertain that. You can only be in love romantically with one person. So don't allow anyone to make you feel like, oh yeah, I'm in between two people, yeah, it's you and this other person, or you allow yourself to ever be an option, or allow them to even make you feel like they love you just because they don't. They love an aspect of you and they just want you there because they want you there. But when someone's in love with you, you can only romantically be in love with one person because it consumes the heart. Real love, when you're in love, it consumes all of you. And even if you have kids, you would be in love with your kids, but it's a different type of love. Just a nurturing love. Your kids come from you, that's a different type of love. But romantically, because you're not going to be romantically in love, romantically, husband, wife type shit, or when someone, that level of love, when someone wants to, you know, put a ring on it, when someone's in love with you, it consumes the heart. You can't have more than one person. So don't allow people to be like, yeah, you can be in love with more than one. No, you can't. In love, you cannot. Absolutely. You can love, of course, because you're not loving for the right reasons. Why would I want to be in love? Who would even put themselves in that scenario anyway? Only a greedy person. So for the simple fact you put yourself in that scenario of being in love with more than one person, then your intentions aren't pure, because no one would even, no logical person would put themselves in that unless you want to have your cake and eat it. You focus on one person, when oh gosh, you're going to be in love with more than one people. Give me a break. That's the difference between love and being in love. And it's important that you people know the differences, because there's a lot of people being taken advantage of for no reason, and they're being manipulated into thinking that, oh, because I love you, that's why I do the things, or I love you, like when someone hits you and they're like, I'm sorry, it's just like, you know I love. No, you don't. Love in whole entirety will not make you be doing stuff like that to someone. Control makes you do that. No one that's in love with you would want control over you, or want to abuse you, or want to disrespect you, or want to put you through pain. They won't be outside being promiscuous, infidelity, none of that. That is not, someone that loves you will not do that. No. And why should you be the one? That's what I'm trying to say. Like, why should we always have to be the ones to forgive these stupid behaviors? Because that is more than a mistake. I know what you like to do. I know what you do. I know how you act. So if I know that I'm not capable of that, and I wouldn't do that to you because of how I feel about you, why do I have to be the one that has to forgive you for something that is blatantly disrespectful? Cheating is not a mistake, I'm sorry. It's not.